grand whatever, Pleiasbians, party people, and they mamas. We got 30 minutes on the clock, like always. And you know what I'm gonna say here? First of all, thank you so much for joining us. This is episode. Sorry, I had it pulled up, but it moved. I still don't have my mic. We're in a different space. We're still not on a patio like we would prefer, but we're in Katy, Texas, and we're at my window. The house that we had in Manor was facing east, like with my window, and east is now this way with my window. I think, I'm facing south, and that window is north. So we have episode 30. No, sorry, I lied. No, I was telling the truth. Whew, we got episode 30 here, folks. So we're gonna call this inspired, because these are things that I'm inspired by. And yeah. Wow. So I haven't been talking much of today or in general the last couple of days because I kind of have lost my voice. And the more that I talk, the more that my voice continues to be lost. Like, it's not being found because I talk a lot. And here I have a 30-minute podcast and I'm about to talk a lot, right? So let me get some water. And I don't even have water. How embarrassing for me. How unprepared. Well, I will be grabbing water in a second. For now, we will be talking until I can't handle it no more. So, on Inspired, because I don't even know if this is going to be a 30-minute episode. Like, we've been having some shorter, some longer episodes, and then next week, you can look forward to Ethan Bryan's podcast, which is going to be super exciting because that is a longtime friend and someone who has even been in this familial home, someone who was a senior with me, graduated with me, was in band with me, is a musician, is a spectacular person all around, in my opinion. Like, he's a gamer. He likes video games. He likes board games. And I like listening to him particularly because of how immersed he is in that world. And yeah, there are people that are more immersed. But, I think that's always true. We're always competing against each other. There's always like more and more. But that's next week. So let's talk about this week. So let me just grab some water because it's getting unbearable now. Wow. Sorry, y'all. Well, I have nothing to apologize for, but I am actually back after having lunch. We were 3 minutes in, so I've set 27 minutes on the clockina, and we are back. So, inspired. Yeah, I want to talk about HBK Cash at Cash Merkin. That's his at, Cash Merkin. So yeah, there's this guy who I saw that's like this rapper, and he was on America's Got Talent. And he was a season 20 finalist, and his music is incredible. Like, the way that he raps, his energy, the people that he brings in and uplifts, there's just something about all of it together. And, especially being on America's Got Talent, like, what an incredible endeavor. Also, I do want to show y'all my outfit today. This dress was low-key hard to get into, but that's neither here nor there. We got it on, and yeah, it's cute, right? But also I might just like tie it in the front to make it even cuter. Let's see how this looks. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Anyway. So, yeah, and I got inspired by him, of course, and that's why I wanted to talk about it on the podcast, because, I don't really know much about HBK Cash, like, I just saw his Instagram once, and I can reach his Instagram again, and that's the point of inspiration, right? Like, you get inspired, and then you keep that in your mind, and then you use that inspiration and you do something about it. You don't waste your time. And so I also want to talk about my trip to California. So also, I think that gets me into the podcast interview. So with Ethan's interview, like before we talk about California, because I'm going to have a podcast titled California where we dive deeper into my feelings about all of that. But with Ethan's interview, I'm super excited to be sharing all of our conversation. We talked about our memories from our childhood, like things that he recalled, like band, friends, his family. We talked about his family. These are things that, like, it matters to me on the podcast. People, like, they're always like, oh, why are you talking about this stuff on the podcast? Like, why is this what you're bringing up? And it's the heart of the podcast. It's the heart of me and who I am and what I want to bring to this universe, right? So we keep showing up as ourselves, and that's all we can do. So yeah, Ethan Bryan was incredibly inspiring for me, and I'm super grateful for that. Also, my trip to California is going to be just as inspiring. I want to shout Zach out for helping bring us to California. So if y'all know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But regardless, thank you so much. I mean, most of y'all can put two and two together, a puzzle, But that's been fun. That's been a good time. That's been exciting. We're going to visit my friends from middle school, some people that I've been friends with for quite a long time, like Aubrey. She's been in California for a couple of months now, so it's exciting to be able to visit her and see some of her spots and like what they've been able to create in California and create some new memories alongside them. Also Morgo, I visited him in Washington just a couple of years ago. He also lived in Katy for some time, and they're just an amazing human being. We're gonna have little girls' night, all three of us, and I really want to do like a face mask with them just because I think face masks are super fun. I want to hug them and hold them and laugh with them and make jokes with them and talk with them for hours on end and talk about life and all of our memories and things that we could do and what we used to do and, all of the emotions of the human experience, because that's what friends are for, right? So yeah, I'm excited for my trip to California in general for those reasons, of course. So yeah, that's obviously going to be inspiring for me. And again, we've been doing this podcast for 30 weeks now, which is insane. Like, we're about to go to 2026 with the podcast in my hand, as a baby in my palm. Wow, that is kind of crazy how that looks, but also beautiful. But yeah, like, the podcast has continued to inspire me, to bring pleasure to my life, to bring conversation and people to my life and community and art, of course. Like, art is my life. Like, I think it's interesting. This is like a very basic tapestry that you guys have seen multiple times, and like many people have it in different colors even. And that tapestry back there is a tapestry that is an art piece from a friend. And then that one I found at the Goodwill bins, which feels like an Indian tapestry, right? And then these are all my shoes. That's my high school band, a marching band, drum head. This is a Halloween lady. Anyway, art means so much to me. Roman pillars. You probably won't be seeing this if we're going to be in my room forever, because we're not going to be in my room forever, and also my room is going to change over the course of the next couple of months. I pray, I hope, of course it will, because I'm going to be unpacking and such and so forth and whatever. I've had a great morning, like I've brushed my teeth. I just want to say that because we have to hold ourselves accountable, and sometimes it's hard to do basic tasks, but you maintain your relationships and your basic tasks and your health and the world. And yeah, I'm also going to San Antonio today. Well, I'm going to Austin today after, being in Houston for a little bit. So it's going to be nice to be back in Austin and see those scenes that I see all the time, right? But like after seeing some Katy scenes, I wonder how that's going to be for my nervous system. And then I'm going to sleep in Austin for a little bit. And then tomorrow, I am going to be going to San Antonio with my friend Joaquina, which will be a lot of fun. You guys know Joaquina because Joaquina got me the cloquina. And so, yeah, again, I'm 25 years old. I'm living this beautiful life. We're traveling, we're doing what we can. Yeah, it's like you need to create experiences, and all we have is the present moment. Like, all we have is our friends, the community that surrounds us, the people that are coming and going, right? Like, I think we realize this more and more as time continues on. Grief is a friend that visits us. And, I had lost the first person that I felt was close to me when I was pretty young, but I had seen loss, obviously, over time often. And then even like friends, had siblings that had been lost. And that was like even from childhood, right? Like elementary school. And then like friends had parents that were lost, and that changed your life. You listened and you saw how that affected them, and then you were affected. So yeah, again, my trip to California, inspiration in general, podcast topics, all of these are parts of the same pie. They don't want to tell you this, but it's all part of the same pie. But I also want to talk about the Lonely Island. So currently, I think the Lonely Island doesn't, like, I mean, maybe they do, but I haven't seen them release new music in a while. And I do want to say, like, Andy Samberg, I don't know the other names of the bandmates, but I should, because, musicians matter, people matter, art matters, what we do here matters, inspiration matters. And I love the Lonely Islands. They are just a bunch of friends, a bunch of geeks, a bunch of random guys who came together and created music, parodies, good times, and yeah, I think that when it comes to the Lonely Island, they make such silly music, but like they've also make such serious music, and that's like the same that I want to do. I mean, like there's a nice place to meet right there, but sometimes I feel like I ventured too far into the serious, and I don't like that. So maybe those are things that I have to deal with, and I have to understand as an artist. Like, what do I want to leave behind? What is my legacy? Like, people always talk about legacies, and I didn't care about leaving a legacy behind in this material world for a while. I was just like way too far gone, maybe. I was like already not here, but like, no, what do we want to leave behind? How do we want to be remembered? Because the thing is the only people that will remember us is the people that are going to be here later, after us, and at that point, one day they will also be forgotten, and we all will. So the Lonely Island has inspired me in so many ways. I want to remember them, and I want to appreciate them, and I do. Like, they make some amazing music, again, like I've said. You guys, especially my millennials and my Gen Zers, will have heard this, like later Gen Zers, I think. I think I'm a Gen Zer, but people call me a millennial too. I don't know. We're somewhere in between. And then there's like iGen or Alpha Gen. I don't really know how this anything works. But basically, when it comes to millennials and Gen Zers, they have heard of I'm on a boat. Well, how does that song go? I'm on a boat. Yeah, it's going fast. Yeah, I'm warm up. Pashmina Afghan. A nautical theme, Pashmina Afghan. I'm a king of the world on a top black Leo. Something like that. That's how one song goes. And then there's also like YOLO. YOLO. Say no, no. Isolate yourself and just roll solo, be careful, and those are amazing lyrics, and they're like just parody musicians, it feels like, at some degree, to some points, but like I don't want to be a parody musician, but it's not like saying that I would be a parody musician if that's what I was doing, but anyway, yeah, just an inspiration, just topics. I do want to say, I want to have a little tidbit of the fact that someone that I was talking to about my podcast the other day said that they enjoyed the conversational aspects of a podcast, or my podcast. Like, yeah, I am just talking to a friend. Like, that is how a podcast should be, I feel like, oftentimes. But anyway, so my podcast, we've been talking about my podcast all throughout this episode. So yeah, we get back to the basics. Art, music, creation, community, promotion. It all matters. In innovation, collaboration, like I'm working with everyone, we're working with everyone, and all we can do is work with everyone. Anyway, happiness, what truly matters. This is going to be a short episode, I'm not going to lie to you. But we do what we do, and we do what we can, and that matters. What we do here matters. Reminder. Wake up every morning with fresh new baby eyes. Live on your highest timeline. This is your highest timeline because you're just alive once, Get there. Happiness. What truly matters? Happiness is what truly matters. I feel like I've been happier. I've set up some routines that can keep me afloat, and I do appreciate that. I feel healthier. I feel more on top of things. I feel more well-read. I feel listened to. I feel taken care of. I feel calm. I feel patient. I feel brave. I feel courageous. I feel strong. I feel resilient. Those are what matters. And all of that gets you closer to happiness, friends, community, skincare, care in general. I don't know, hair care, everything, right? All of it holistically. Nail care. Right. And then being serious versus being silly. This is like a huge one. So this is really difficult for me because, again, we were talking about music earlier, parodies and serious music and funny music and good music that's a parody that's still very serious in the way that it's portrayed. And, in high school, like my high school band director, Michael Airy, which I don't know if Michael Airy will ever see this. I don't know if my band directors will ever see this. John Cabot, Joel May, Eric Weingartner, call him out. Bruce Melville, Charlou Melville, call him out. I love y'all. Bruce Melville, Charlou Melville, if y'all are watching this, if y'all ever saw this, y'all have nurtured me from the day that I was arriving in Texas, and I needed that, I didn't have many people that were great teachers, but y'all were always there for me. Y'all were always caring. Y'all were always respectful towards children too. Y'all knew what children needed, and that matters, So anyway, my band directors would always be like, you have to know when to use a switch. You can be silly, but you also have to be serious. And like, you have to be more serious than you are silly, or people won't take you seriously. And yeah, I'm a very silly person. Yes, this is true. But that's because I'm autistic, like a lot of times people condescendingly will call me slow. And it's like, no, legitimately, I feel slow. Like, I'm like, okay, I see everyone has realized something, but I'm not on the same page as y'all. Can we talk about it? Can we figure this out? Can you guys tell me what's going on? What's going on? Please, I'm in my own head. But yeah, it's frustrating when people think you're being too silly or too serious, and you're just like a switch, and it's like, well, then let me switch and tell me that. Maybe we can help each other out a little bit. But so before I head off, because this will be the end of this episode 30, called Inspiration, I want to end off with the fact again that Ethan Bryan is going to start off 2026 January, which is so incredible, so inspiring, and I'm super excited, super grateful. Again, I've said this many times, and I'll say many more, many such cases, because what a great friend Ethan has been from time, all throughout time. And I'm grateful to be bringing a community together, and I'm grateful to be part of this community that I get to uplift and share time and space with, and the universe with, and electricity and YouTube with, and my channel with. Ethan is brilliant, smart, patient, kind, caring, respectful. Again, all of the things that I want to make the podcast about. I bring such incredible, talented people to this, and I never will stop. And so To all of y'all who continue every day to prioritize education, your health, yourself, your needs, your wants, your life, your universe, to all of you, thank you guys so much. Continue doing all that. Brush your teeth, take care of your basic needs, your basic daily tasks, your basic hygiene. Take care of your basic self. Take care of yourself. Trust yourself. Listen to yourself. Pray. If you pray. If you don't, keep your thoughts positive. And with that, until next time, thank you so much, my Pleiasbians. Bye-bye.